Claude. Claude may be the most silent character in Grand Theft Auto history, but he's also the first protagonist of the 3D era. In 2001, he arrives in Liberty City with his girlfriend Catalina. During a bank robbery, she shoots him and leaves him for dead. From that moment on, without saying a single word, Claude begins working with every major crime family in the city to build his revenge. He works for the Yakuza, the Leone family, the Colombian cartel, basically anyone who can help him rise through Liberty City's underworld. But Claude's real strength isn't just his silence, it's his ability to earn everyone's trust and then use them for his own benefit. By the end of the story, he eliminates Catalina and takes down anyone who tried to control him. Claude is historically important because he was the first silent protagonist of GTA's 3D universe, but that's also the downside. His silence makes him emotionally distant. As players, we never truly connect with him because we never know what he thinks or feels. Michael DeSanta. Michael DeSanta, one of the three protagonists of GTA 5, is a retired bank robber living under witness protection. In 2004, during a heist in Ludendorff, he secretly makes a deal with FIB agent Dave Norton, fakes his death, and relocates to Los Santos under a new identity. Now he lives in a luxury mansion in Rockford Hills, but his family life is a disaster. His wife Amanda resents him, his daughter Tracy craves fame, and his son Jimmy is lazy and disrespectful. Michael is depressed, seeing a therapist, but nothing fills the void. When he meets Franklin, he's pulled back into the thrill of heists. Not just for money, but for adrenaline. Then Trevor discovers he's alive, and everything explodes. Michael must juggle Trevor's rage, FIB blackmail, and dangerous enemies like Devin Weston. They pull off massive heists: the jewelry store, Merryweather, and the Union Depository. In the canonical ending, the trio survives and eliminates their enemies together. Michael's story is about midlife crisis, a man who escaped death but can't escape himself. Carl Johnson. CJ, the legendary protagonist of GTA San Andreas, is a member of the Grove Street families. In 1992, after his mother Beverly is killed in a drive-by shooting, CJ returns to Los Santos after 5 years away in Liberty City. His brother Sweet still resents him for leaving, and there's lingering tension over their younger brother Brian's death. CJ's mission is clear: rebuild Grove Street and restore its power, and he does exactly that. He fights the Ballas, reconnects with allied sets like the Seville Boulevard families and Temple Drive families, and helps rebuild the gang's influence. But corrupt officer Frank Tenpenny ruins everything, framing CJ and forcing him out to the countryside. From there, CJ's journey expands across the entire state. He works with Catalina, yes, the same Catalina from GTA 3, wins street races, acquires property in San Fierro, partners with Woozy Moo and the Triads, runs operations in Las Venturas casinos, and even helps resurrect Mad Dog's rap career. In the end, CJ kills Tenpenny, saves Sweet, and restores Grove Street's dominance. Tommy Vercetti. Tommy Vercetti, the protagonist of GTA Vice City, is the first fully voiced protagonist in the 3D universe, brought to life brilliantly by Ray Liotta. A former member of the Forelli crime family in Liberty City, Tommy earned the nickname the Harwood Butcher after surviving a deadly ambush in 1971. He was arrested and served 15 years in prison, refusing to give up his boss. In 1986, after his release, Sonny Forelli sends him to Vice City to oversee a cocaine deal. The deal is ambushed. Tommy loses both the drugs and the money. Now it's personal. With the help of lawyer Ken Rosenberg, Tommy navigates Vice City's underworld and discovers that Ricardo Diaz orchestrated the ambush. Teaming up with Lance Vance, he kills Diaz and takes over his mansion, and with it, the city. Tommy builds a full criminal empire: Malibu Club, a taxi company, a print works, a film studio, car dealerships. He controls it all. When Sonny arrives demanding his cut, Tommy refuses. In the final confrontation, he kills both Sonny and the traitorous Lance. Tommy becomes the undisputed king of Vice City. Bold, ruthless, and charismatic. Inspired by Scarface, but with a smarter and more successful rise to power. Toni Cipriani. Toni Cipriani, the protagonist of Liberty City Stories, is a loyal soldier of the Leone crime family. In 1994, after killing a made man from a rival family, he's forced to leave Liberty City. 4 years later, in 1998, he returns to find that everything has changed, and that someone else, Vincenzo Chili, has taken his position. Now Tony has one goal: regain Salvatore Leone's trust and climb back up the hierarchy. And he does it without hesitation. He helps dismantle the Sindaco and Forelli families, crushes the Yakuza's influence, and even stops the Sicilian Mafia from taking over the city. By the end, he earns the rank of capo. Victor Vance, the protagonist of Vice City Stories, has one of the most tragic stories in the entire series. In 1984, while serving at Fort Baxter, he gets dragged into corruption by his superior, Sergeant Jerry Martinez. Martinez involves him in drug operations, then pins the blame on Vic, getting him dishonorably discharged. The truth is, Vic never wanted to be a criminal. He just needed money to support his sick brother Pete, who suffers from asthma. Together with his brother Lance, Vic starts small, minor jobs, small-time operations. But things escalate quickly when they cross paths with the Mendez brothers. Slowly, Vic rises in Vice City's criminal world, taking over businesses and controlling territory. But everything changes when his girlfriend Louise is killed because of the Mendez conflict. From that point on, it becomes personal. Vic wipes out the Mendez cartel and kills Jerry Martinez. But his story doesn't have a happy ending. In 1986, during a drug deal involving Tommy Vercetti, Ricardo Diaz's men ambush the deal. Vic is shot and killed at the very beginning of Vice City. Johnny Klebitz. Johnny Klebitz, the protagonist of The Lost and Damned, is the vice president of the biker gang The Lost MC in Liberty City. In 2008, when gang leader Billy Gray is released from prison, Johnny has already stabilized the gang and made peace with their rivals, the Angels of Death. But Billy ruins everything, because for him, ego and violence matter more than stability. Johnny tries to stay loyal, but Billy's recklessness and betrayal push things too far. Eventually, Johnny is forced to kill Billy himself. His personal life isn't any better. His ex-girlfriend Ashley is deeply addicted to drugs. The gang begins to fall apart, and everything he tried to hold together collapses. Later, he relocates to Blaine County, where he falls into meth addiction. In 2013, Trevor Philips kills Johnny after becoming involved with Ashley. Johnny was never truly evil. In fact, he was one of the more moral and grounded protagonists in the series. Luis Lopez. Luis Fernando Lopez, the protagonist of The Ballad of Gay Tony, is the bodyguard and business partner of nightclub mogul Tony Prince. Of Dominican descent, Luis used to be involved in street gangs in his youth, but after meeting Tony, he steps into a different world, one filled with luxury, VIP rooms, and high-end nightlife at clubs like Maisonette 9 and Hercules. On the surface, he's living the dream, but Tony's reckless spending and massive debts quickly turn that dream into chaos. The Russian mob, the Italian mafia, Ray Bulgarin, everyone wants their money. As a loyal friend, Luis does everything he can to protect Tony. He fights the Ancelotti family, takes on Bulgarin, survives a massive diamond heist, a bank robbery, even a mid-air plane hijacking. By the end, he eliminates Bulgarin, clears Tony's debts, and helps reopen the clubs. Franklin Clinton. Franklin Clinton is one of the three protagonists of GTA 5. He's a young, ambitious guy from South Los Santos who wants more out of life. At the beginning, he works for Simeon Yetarian, repossessing cars, but he knows he's meant for bigger things. Meeting Michael DeSanta completely changes his life. Michael becomes his mentor and introduces him to high-level heists. Franklin is smart, calm, and professional. He's not unhinged like Trevor, and he's not emotionally broken like Michael. He just wants a better future. While his best friend Lamar constantly drags him into trouble, Franklin tries to rise above street-level chaos. He often acts as the balance between Michael and Trevor when tensions explode. Niko Bellic. Niko Bellic, the protagonist of GTA 4, brings a much darker tone to the series. A survivor of the Yugoslav wars, Niko carries deep trauma. His military unit of 15 men was betrayed. Only 3 survived. He comes to Liberty City chasing the American dream and revenge. His cousin Roman had promised him wealth and luxury. Instead, Roman is drowning in debt and being harassed by loan sharks and the Russian mob. Niko gets pulled into crime once again. He kills Vlad Glebov, works with Mikhail Faustin, and is eventually betrayed by Dmitry Raskolov. He does jobs for the McReary's, the Pegorinos, and multiple crime families, but his true goal remains finding the traitor from his past. Eventually, he tracks down Darko Brevic. The player decides whether to kill him or spare him, but either way, Niko feels empty. Revenge doesn't heal him. The game ends tragically. Depending on the player's choice, either Roman or Kate dies. Niko's story is not about victory, it's about disillusionment. Trevor Philips. Trevor Philips is pure chaos. Born in Canada, rejected by the Air Force, emotionally unstable, and violently unpredictable, Trevor runs Trevor Philips Enterprises in Blaine County. When he discovers in 2013 that Michael is still alive, he snaps and heads to Los Santos. Trevor is both furious at Michael and deeply attached to him. That contradiction defines him. He can brutally kill Johnny Klebitz without hesitation, yet genuinely fall in love with Patricia Madrazo. He wipes out rival gangs, attacks Merriweather, works with the FIB, and thrives in destruction. His special ability, a rage mode that makes him nearly unstoppable, perfectly reflects his personality. But underneath the madness lies trauma, abandonment issues, fear of rejection, and emotional instability. Stephen Ogg's performance makes Trevor terrifying, hilarious, and strangely human at the same time.